listener, welcome to another episode of Vigilant Podcast. You know how we do here. We're all about making impact and talking about inspiring things, talk about civic matters, and that is what we're here to do today again. And I still remain your host. My name is Olaitan Babatunde. However, on today's episode, I won't be doing this alone. I have my pretty ladies with me in the studio today. Yeah, first and foremost, let me introduce to you the life of the party. Yeah, she brings all the vibe. She's a happy person, and I'm sure you're going to, from her vibe, you guys are going to take out of that vibe today because she's here with the vibe. And he's no one other than Precious. Precious, good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, I'm okay too. And also, I have a Melanie popping when she enters the room. She lights up the room, and I'm talking about Grace. Grace. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm happy to be here with you.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have you here today. And then, on today's episode, we're talking about something that has become a pandemic in the society. We're talking about bullying. But then we won't be talking about this alone. We need the insight of an expert to explain some things for us in the studio today. And then we've invited an expert, a lawyer, an Esquire. Yeah, his name is Ogedengbe Ademola, and he's going to tell us some things about bullying. But then before we bring him in, I would like to talk about what bullying is. Actually, bullying is an act or intimidating, true threat, unwanted, aggressive behavior, insult that target the self-esteem of the victim. Now, there are 4 types of bullying. We have verbal bullying. This is when people speak to their victim anyhow in order to intimidate them, to scare them. And then we have physical bullying. Then we have emotional bullying. That is a long discussion, and that is for another day. Then we have cyberbullying. Yes, we have cyberbullying. With the advancement of technology has allowed us to feel like we're closer to people that we would not meet on a normal day. Okay, actually, I can't just wake up today and be like, oh, I'm meeting Davido without a prior appointment, without knowing him. So, technology has made it easy for us to feel like, oh, I have an opinion to what's going on in his life. Whereas you really do not. Now, we gain access to these people, we talk to them, we reply whatever they post. They post things and then you feel like, oh, I have my opinion, I can express my opinion, and then you pitch in your opinion to them. It makes you feel like you're close to them. So with the advancement of technology that make us feel very close to people up there that we would not meet on a normal day, I'd also say that it has its own disadvantages, and it comes with bullying. When you feel like you're expressing yourself, but in truth, you're only bullying this person. Let's be sincere. You're bullying this person. And that is why we're here today to, discuss about cyberbullying. Something happened recently. I don't know if you saw it. It's about Toyin Abraham and a Twitter user.
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, where he said that he should use her as a scapegoat because he even went to the extreme of saying that she would lose her child because she campaigned for Tinubu. Fine, we know things are not going so well in the country, and everyone is, trying to put the blame on someone.
They're trying to vent their
anger on someone. Yeah, and there's this thing when you have someone to blame, it makes you feel a little bit lighter. Now you have someone that during the campaign she was all out for him. She said something about having a conversation with him, and the conversation they had made her feel like there's a better place for Nigeria. There's hope for Nigeria, and Tinubu will bring it to realization. So now people want to know, what did he tell you then? At this point, let us know what he told you then. And I feel like it has, aside Toyin Abraham, there's been a lot of issues of cyberbullying. So yeah, before we go on, I would like to ask Precious, have you ever been cyberbullied? Because I know you're a social media person. So has anyone ever bullied you online?
I've been body shamed before.
Wow.
Like way back when I was still very slim.
Okay.
Then they usually say I have man shape, like I'm shapeless. God, and I have big head. So then, like, I hated myself because whenever I look into the mirror, I'll be like, God, you're never even fine. All those kind of stuff. So you get, it took me a long while to finally realize that nobody needs to love me. I need to love myself first before I say I love you to someone. And so just by that act alone, I didn't even need any man or any boy to come and see me or use sweet sugarcoat me and say, oh,
you're
Precious,
beautiful.
you're beautiful, whatever, because I know I'm beautiful.
Yeah, you're actually beautiful. I won't deny that. So, Grace, have you ever experienced something like this before?
No. Anything about cyberbullying, because I hardly been put myself out there in a social media space. So but I'm bullied physically, but anything cyberbullying, and maybe because I'm not always in that space.
So you haven't experienced it as such. But then either way, either cyberbullying, either physical bullying, it still has its effect on people's mental health. Kudos to you. You were able to move past it by telling yourself, oh, I don't need anybody's validation. I am beautiful. I am made in God's own image. So if you think I'm not beautiful, it's on you. I'm beautiful. I know I'm beautiful. But then, like I said earlier, we're bringing in a guest who will be talking to us on cyberbullying, because we really need to know, like, what are the laws? Because I feel like people are they're doing too much when it comes to this cyberbullying thing. There's no restraints, there's no constraints. They say it as it comes. But I feel like there are some laws. I know there are some laws that says otherwise. You don't just go ahead and, talk to people the way you feel, you deem fit. Like, okay, I can talk to this person anyhow. And like I said earlier, we have with us in the studio Esquire Ogedengbe Ademola. And, he graduated from the University of Udegbe, North America in Benin Republic. He's an elite. He knows everything and anything law. And we're so happy to have him here today. Good afternoon, Barrister Ogedengbe.
Good afternoon, Miss or Mrs. I don't know.
Miss.
Olaito, and please let's leave the barrister, let's leave the Esquire. You can just address Mr. Ademola as you just benefit. Okay, so my name is Ogundadekpe Ademola Adesonya. It's stated, and talking about cyberbullying, you have given nice introduction. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, I'm really pleased to have you here this afternoon. Okay, so there's a law that says we citizens of the country, we have freedom of expression. We have freedom of speech, which means you can hear your opinion without being held responsible. But then there are times whereby we express our opinion and it comes as bullying. Now, for example, a lady took her time, to put a dress together, to dress and look good. And then, someone just come and she posted online like, oh, it took me a little bit of time, to put this together. I took a picture and everything. And then, someone just come online and it's like, what did you just do? This does not even look nice. Why did you put this together and all of that? You could have tried this and everything. Now, for someone who are taking time, who are thought about it, deep about it, to put the dress together, the person feels hurt and the person feels like you do not appreciate what they've done. And the other person is just trying to express themselves, obviously, like, oh, you could have done something better. But this time around, it is hurting the person that posted it. Now, cyberbullying and bullying has to do with hurting and making the victim feel less of themselves. it targets their self-esteem. So in this situation, I want to know, where and when do you draw the line between freedom of speech and cyberbullying?
Okay. Section 39 of the 1999 Constitution stated that, or states that, everybody has the right to freedom of expression.
Yeah.
You can freedom to hold your opinions, receive, impact ideas, information without interference.
Mm-hmm.
So, someone once said there is freedom of speech, but the freedom after speech, that's what you can't guarantee. So, I think freedom of expression does not give one the liberty to downplay or make someone feel bad based on what the person have actually done.
Okay.
Because one thing is we need to understand is many people do a lot of things for several reasons, and not trying to impose your own opinion and trying to see things from only your own perspective, which is actually terrible. Now, the constitution of the law has given us the opportunity and the advantage to express ourselves, but we are not allowed to bully. There's a difference between expressing yourself and bullying.
Yeah,
Many
sure.
persons who bully have not entirely expressed themselves, because you must learn how to do what we call constructive criticism. You don't just talk to somebody anyhow and make someone feel bad. So the law gives us opportunity to express ourselves in the aspect that opinions. Okay, what's happening in the country? The economy is bad. What do you think about this? Okay, what do you think about that? What has happened in the past economy? How can you juxtapose it? Okay, is this economy worse than the former one under the ex-president of Nigeria? What's happening? What are the things that can be done? Without interference. Now, Section 39 did not say you should make someone feel bad. It said you can hold opinions, you can receive. That means in the sense that when you are actually expressing yourself, you should be able to put the person into consideration. What the person is bringing out, you yourself, you are taking it in. And that one alone can help you give your opinion, your suggestions that, okay, oh, wow, this is what you are saying, you have a point. Okay, this is where I think, but I don't agree with what you are saying totally. I feel this is the right and this is the correct thing. And it can also impact ideas and information.
Okay.
So those are just the boundaries. But when it moves to bullying, as you have stated earlier on, talking about cyberbullying, which is the last one. And for me, cyberbullying touches every other aspect of bullying. It affects one emotion, and cyberbullying can lead to physical bullying too. From online, you can look for somebody's house and I'm like, okay, I'll look for you, I'll send voice to person, that kind of thing. So, so that way it crosses around every other thing. So there's not just a thin line, there is a very long, like the line is so long, and the line is so long that we need to differentiate you expressing yourself in the aspect of opinions, what you think, and you are doing it in such a way that you don't make others feel bad. The constitution does not back you making others feel bad. You can communicate yourself clearly, and communication is only done when somebody understands and someone benefits. Any communication that you do and someone does not actually benefit, you have not actually communicated anything. You have just spoke, you have just done what you just feel is actually right. So I would just say there's a thin line between both of them. They are not the same thing.
Okay.
Bullying only comes into play out of should I say, heat of passion. Someone that has an does not know how to control his emotion. Someone that does not have the and most persons who even do cyberbullying are persons who have been bullied too.
Yeah, and people that and I feel people that do not receive love as such, or people that feel like, oh, you're happy, you're going through all of this and you're still happy, and here I am, I'm not even going through something that you're going through, and I can't be as happy as you are. So I feel the anger that they just vent their anger on other people. Yeah, thank you. Thank you
Definitely so.
for your response.
Yeah.
I really
So I
do
don't know if
appreciate.
I'll be able to I'll be able to answer your question.
You definitely, definitely.
Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Ademola, what are the
Yes.
key laws in Nigeria that addresses cyberbully? Like, what does the law say about cyberbully? Do they support it
Okay,
or?
definitely there are laws that addresses cyberbullying. We have the Cyber Crimes 2015 Act, Cybercrime 2015 Prohibition Prevention Act of 2015. Though in that act, cyberbullying was not necessarily stated out like maybe cyberbullying. What was stated out was cyber stalking. So if
Okay.
you check section 24 of the Cyber Crimes Prohibition Act 2015, you see that give us insight to what has been stated out. So let me just read it out to you,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
No, 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 we don't.
Okay. Okay, so any person who knowingly or intentionally sends a message to other matters by means of computer system or network that A is grossly offensive, pornographic, or of an indecent, obscene, or menacing character, or causes any such message or matter to be so sent, or B, he knows to be false for the purpose of causing annoyance, inconvenience, danger, obstruction, insult, injury, criminal intimidation, enmity, hatred, ill will, or needless anxiety to other, or causes such a message to be sent, commit an offence under this act and shall be liable on conviction to a fine of not more than 700. Wait,
Wow.
let me read this. Wow, this is not 700, this is 7 million.
Million naira.
I'm seeing here. Yes, this is
Wow.
7 million that I'm seeing here. This is not 700. 7 million or imprisonment for a term of not more than 3 years, or to both such fine and imprisonment, meaning just in case they did not give you fine, they can give you both, or imprisonment, they can give you both of them. You
Wow.
can have the devil and the deep blue sea.
So,
Okay.
meaning if someone intentionally bully me now on Instagram
Yeah,
or
like
probably
that
on Twitter,
person. We can
yeah,
we
like
can sue the
Mhm.
doing,
person.
so I can sue the
Yes, you can do the
person.
person.
7 million naira.
Uh,
Wow. And I heard,
yeah.
is it pornographic or, yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
So if somebody send all this nudies into me, they are bullying me like that. And I'll collect 7
Yes,
million.
yeah. The thing is, in Nigeria,
7
many
million
persons don't
Serious.
really
in this
have
economy.
an idea about how the laws and how things are played out. There are some certain things that all these apps they do. You can just be using the app and something just pop up.
Yeah.
In as much as we know that we are not the owner of the app, but still, what they are doing is closer to
Bullying.
bullying too, because we are not interested in it. They just put it in our screen. We have to cancel, cancel, cancel. So the thing is, in that sense, when someone sends you all those things, it's offensive, it's pornographic, it's
Yeah.
indecent. You should know that that's actually part of it. Now, that's the second part of section 24, which is very, very important. And I think it has to do with what we are talking about today. Any person who knowingly or intentionally transmits or causes the transmission of any communication through a computer system or network to bully. Like I said,
Yeah.
cyberbullying was not mentioned.
Yeah.
Just this
Okay.
under cyber stalking.
Yeah.
To bully, threaten, or harass another person when such communication places another person in fear of death, violence, or bodily harm, or to another person, containing any threats to kidnap any person or any threats to harm the person or another, any demand or request for a ransom for the release of any kidnapped person. So, in that sense, section A of section 24, subsection 2A,
Yeah.
which talks about bullying, what we are talking about in that sense. So the offense is, like we have stated, 7 million naira, the no more than 3 years imprisonment, and so on and so forth. So this law actually spells out that it's against bullying. But the issue is in Nigeria, there are certain things like we're taught law as it is and the way we see it in Nigeria. In Nigeria is as it ought to be, not as it is.
Yes, yes, yeah.
So you need to understand that there's law as it is. When you're in school, they teach you this, the passion is boiling, you are like in criminal law class, your lecturer is giving insight to things, and you just fell in love with the cause. And like when you see policemen do things, you are just very mad and annoyed. And your boss and your this thing is telling you, oh God, this is not this work. You'll be like, what's happening here? This is not what I was taught in school. So the thing is, we is on the reality does not work well. And the thing is, many persons don't know. For instance, now, one of the reasons why I don't really dwell much on Twitter, I didn't really do anything on Twitter like that, or X as it's called these days, is because of this same thing. Because I'm the kind of person that when I see you drop nonsense, I have a great tendency of replying you.
Okay.
Like, see that you were not thinking, you just decided to just come and post something, that kind of thing, And before I joined Twitter, I've heard that Twitter is only for the strong. If you are not strong, don't go to Twitter. You can still stay with Facebook,
Maybe you can start
Instagram,
TikTok and enjoy yourself. Have
all
fun.
those TikToks, they can even make you laugh. Twitter does not really make people laugh. If you are not strong emotionally, if you are strong physically but emotionally you are not strong, don't even try Twitter. It will just break you. So you realize that even in as much as Facebook will tell you want to report a post, you want to block somebody, or someone did something to you, still all these things can be copped. There are a lot of situations in which that persons have been insulted online, persons have been threatened online. Now, the case you mentioned, Toyin Abraham, just because of she supported
Tinubu,
the current president of Nigeria, that's the person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yeah.
She has right of expression. She has right to her own opinion.
Yeah.
In as much as she has right to her own opinion, though I used to joke that the people that voted for Tinubu should bring them out and we should be beating them one by one.
But funny enough, I even feel that most of the people even dragging now online, most of them even voted for Tinubu.
For Tinubu,
yes. Many of them voted.
I feel it's the situation of the things in the country that is making everybody look for one person that they can put the blame on. Okay, we know that you're a public figure, and we know that there are a lot of these celebrities that supported Tinubu. I think not so sure Eniola Badmus is in support of him. She campaigned for him, maybe not as much as what Toyin Abraham said or did, but I just felt like bullies look for a easy target, someone that they know that no matter how much I say stuff, and I feel everybody knows Toyin Abraham to be the kind of person that no matter what you say about her, no matter how much you drag her, Toyin does not care. She would not say anything. I feel she'll just look and pass. It might be hurting her, but she won't say anything. So I feel that is what that guy leveraged on. And for him to actually say, use me as a scapegoat, it means he's actually daring her, do whatever you want to
like
do.
Nothing will happen.
Because you know that, you're not expecting her to do anything. And then you do whatever you want to do.
God.
Yeah, Mr. Demola. Mr. Demola.
If I was close to Toyin Abraham, I would have told her. I used to play some of our movies. She's one of Nollywood families.
Yeah.
But I would tell her, Auntie Toyin, because it's an auntie. She defamation and if you don't want to use cyberbullying, if you want to tell you
it's about invasion of privacy too. Yeah.
Defamation. That defamation is so strong.
Threat and intimidation.
He actually did. He's threatening. You're saying something threatening. Yeah, a child.
Okay, on a quick one, Mr. Demola, you have already stated the penalties about this cyberbullying. You have read out some of the penalties. On a quick one, I want to ask you this because we have treated something like this before. So now we are having you in the house as a barrister, is an opportunity to ask you this question. What if a minor is involved? Because
Okay.
Yeah.
we saw a case of what's this minister and Chinwe,
Okay,
Messi
yeah,
Chinwe, sorry,
yeah, Messi Chinwo,
Messi
yeah.
Chinwe, sorry. We saw a case where they bullied an innocent child that they just gave birth
that
to.
just gave birth to.
That's where my question is coming from. What's whereby a minor is involved, or maybe the incident leads to the victim taking his or her own life.
Yeah.
So what is still the penalty? Is it still the penalty that
Of
is
7 million,
or 7 million?
yeah.
That's what we want to know.
Okay. Now, in the aspect of the case of messaging, that should be when people were saying our son looks like Nathaniel Bassey.
Nathaniel
Right?
Bassey, yes.
But he actually didn't use.
When I heard that story,
You go
there are
call.
there are some things I used to hear in Nigeria, and I'm like, people online are trying, Like,
Sincerely.
the thing is, in a case like that, obviously the child is not aware of what's going on. And is not just a minor, the criminal code has under 12, under 18, all those things.
Yeah.
So you don't way being minor is even, I don't even think there's a whole lower than a minor.
Yes.
That's where but he's still a minor though, because it's still under 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
That way. In a situation like that, even though it touches him, of which he might be oblivious of what's happening, his parents majorly are the one that will actually take that one into consideration, because they're actually his guardian. So they can still come into that, because even if it's directly towards the son, it touches them.
Yeah, sure. It means they're trying to say that the mother was, she was doing some sneaky things behind the curtain.
Our car was not straight.
Definitely, you understand that kind of thing. And it says bully and threaten.
Yeah.
Harass, like something that where such these things are things that are false. Now, the first part of section 24 says something that is false, purpose of causing annoyance, something that is inconvenience, danger, obstruction, insult, injury. Those things can cause insult. Those things can cause injury. What if Meshichiwo's husband is not the understanding type? And
and now we don't yet say they don't divorce.
Go answer question.
Social media stuff and every other thing. So it's actually scary. I think I heard something like Nathaniel Bassey sued them or something like that.
Yeah, he did. But online people would actually beg and talk to him. Who say you're Christian, you're a man of God.
They give him the emotional blackmail.
The Bible said, "Answer a fool according to his folly."
You never told us you are a pastor. You only introduced yourself as a barrister.
No, he also introduced himself as a lover of Christ.
I did not hear that.
And I'm not a pastor.
Okay, but you're a lover of Christ.
Yes, I love Christ.
Yeah, that's a good one. But then a quick one. Now, in a situation whereby the bully now, these days, even children of say 10 years old, they have their own phone. It's not like in the olden days whereby it's until you are in the university, you gain admission before you get a phone. But now, even children of 10 years, they're using phones. And, people of 14, 15, I think at that point, you can feel like, okay, probably you're going through some things in the house and just like, okay, let me just say something bad about the sister that is online that looks so happy. Now, in a situation whereby a minor is involved in cyberbullying, or probably when you want to write that caption, when you want to write that comment, you decided to use emoji so that it would not look serious. You decided to, you put smiling emoji. Sister, you look ugly. Then you put smiling emoji. And we know that. We know you were not joking, but
that one self might even sound like a joke. But you see this Toyin, like, how you tell me that your son will die and you're smiling? Okay.
So, in a situation whereby it's a minor that is involved, or probably the person made use of emoji, do you think the victim has a case in court in the court if that person decides to sue them? Like, let's assume that this Toyin Abraham case, it was a minor that said, "Oh, your child will pie," and then it's also while he was typing, he also had it an emoji that, "Oh, I was just joking." In that case, do you think if Toyin Abraham should sue him, she has a case in the court of law?
Okay, a minor. Now, if you say a minor, that means person is not up to 18.
Yeah.
Let's just put it down. Okay, now in that sense, we need to understand that the reason why the law is putting the issue of minor is because majorly, even in the criminal code, anything a minor does, even if it's murder, the punishment and every other thing attached to it might not be considered, or it might not be there. So in a situation like this, which we all know that these days, 15-year-old are online, and some of them will be putting it as they are distant, which we all know that they are lying, all those things. Basically, a situation like this, the case won't really go far.
Okay.
Because it's a minor. The case won't really go far because it's a minor. Because if you say you want to start tracking, you want to observe, how old is this person? Maybe what you saw is when you trace now, you stumbled on 21, and when you found the person, you're like,
he's 15.
Toyin Abraham, like, what's happening like this? You might just want
to give up, yeah.
And the only thing she might just do is she might just demand a public apology, stuff like that, just for the person to understand that, okay, what you did is wrong. You're not supposed to do that. But because for you to actually say you want to take a minor to court, you can't take a minor to court. When I did contract in school, they tell you that you can't really have a contract with a minor. Even though you want to have a contract with a minor, there has to be someone that is there
standing
to the person that this is what you interpret to the minor that, okay, this is what you are getting yourself into.
Okay.
Any minor that does something like this must have picked a trend online, or must have just been doing things based on what he or she has seen. So left to me, I don't think there is no any law that talks about the aspect of being a minor. Even though Section 24 did not specifically say whether a minor, it said any person.
Okay.
Now, when you see lawyers' perspective with the aspect of any person, you'll be scared, because the way some lawyers will interpret any person, like, where you're coming from, sir, is different. Because according to law, they can tell you that the law defines a person as this, and that. Okay, so the thing is, in that situation, we deem a minor to someone who does not really understand what he or she is doing. Someone that is just doing it for fun. But obviously, we know that in cases where we see a minor, it won't be this deep.
Yeah, sure.
In cases like this, it has to be someone that is very matured. To the extent that the person is able to go towards the sun. The person is even saying, use me as scapegoat. You should even use him as scapegoat.
Definitely, I'm sure they would. But then I also want to say something regarding this minor thing. I feel like someone that will become evil when they're 18, when they're 20, when they're 25, it starts from when they're minor. Now, there is something with, a minor doing something, and then you're overlooking it like, she's still small. He's still small. He doesn't understand what he's doing. But then I feel like the fact that you're not punishing that child, it means the child will feel like, I did that the last time. Now they didn't punish me. I got away with it, so I can do it again. And then it just becomes a habit. Is there anything that the law says, like probably something to just punish them and let them know that, okay, this thing that you just did, this thing that you did is wrong. You shouldn't do this. So that they would know that, okay, next time I can't do this, I can't say this. But if we keep saying, they're minors, they can get away with anything, I feel like we're breeding criminals. Yeah, we're just breeding criminals in the country. So is there anything, probably a little bit of something, probably, okay, you do volunteer, you go for community service, you do something. Is there anything like that in the law that states that when a minor does this kind of thing, this is the punishment that they would face?
Okay, I've not heard anything like that. And okay, let's just say in advanced countries like the United States of America,
Yeah.
they put some, systems into place and make sure that these things are checked. Now, for instance, the school that my boss children attend,
Okay.
the primary school most especially, because I've gone there several times to take them
Okay.
home, I realized that once you are entering, you can't miss it. The one
Okay.
of the things that of the school is about bullying.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't actually miss it. And if you miss it, man, you maybe when you come back before, but you can't miss it. It's something that once I'm entering like this, I'm just like,
Must see
you know,
something.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You get, and if schools can do that, if in various houses they can first start that, to say the family is the bedrock of society. If
Yeah.
we can start that at home, start that in school, because the parents are the first teachers. School, the teachers too will continue teaching. The society
Yeah.
is
Sure.
another group. People online are skilled teachers. It's online that you see someone that did not even go to school is teaching you that you went to school. Because online we have strange people there. So we have teachers in several levels. But the thing is, what has been, what the children has learned, what they have learned from their parents, their elder ones in school, there is nothing really in law that really states that, because bullying is more psychological
Yeah.
than the aspect of you talking about it in the aspect of law wise. The reason why it was only made a crime which is against cyber stuff and every other thing is because of the fact that it will cause injury
And
and it
unfair
will
to the
cause harm.
victim.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. Because the law, anything that does not, there's a Latin maxim. He said, where there is a remedy, or where there is a law, there is a remedy. Put it
Yeah.
that way. There is a law. In a situation where uh, the law is capitalizing on something, you should know that there is a remedy for that thing.
Mm. Yeah.
So I would say I've not seen anything. Is except maybe those who are very skilled, the lawyers, the sons can take it upon themselves to make sure that things like this have to be done and put in place to make sure say no to bullying. The government have to do something about it in the first place, because every day people are being bullied online.
Mm.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, people
Facebook.
are being bullied
Yeah.
several ways. People have been said so many things online. People have been body shamed, like the way Miss
Miss
Precious
Precious.
Precious.
stated
Yeah.
earlier, talking about that. People have been bullied, body shamed, say communicated to a lot of things. When I was secondary school too, I was being body shamed. Now I was, big. Unlike now, I think I'm very, very big. They tell me, then they even call me big self. A lot of things we went through and affected um one's
Self
self-esteem,
esteem. Yeah.
and because of that the person derives pleasure in the fact
In
that
that.
he must
Mm.
be the person for others to gain
Yeah.
himself. So one thing is, when all those systems are put into place, the schools are doing the right things, making sure that any student that is making another student uncomfortable, we ring it in his ear, we sing it like the new old national anthem every
Anthem.
day in his ear, that Ogbeni, no to bullying
Yeah.
is wrong. And like I told one of my boss daughter, I told her that, see, anybody that makes you feel bad or calls you name, or the aspect, let's just say bully you, it's because that person says you are better than that person. So I said, don't be deceived that the person looks big, or maybe the person, it's because there's something about you that is special that the person does not like. So the person now feels that, let me make her feel less of herself. So that thing that makes her feel good and special, she won't be able to lay hold on it. She won't be able to manifest it. So
Mm.
this thing have to be put into place, parents, the schools, and online. And this way internet censorship comes into, honestly, because we don't have it in Nigeria. No?
Yes,
What will happen?
Very
Mr.
true.
Ademola, you have really analyzed all of this very well and very insightful. We're talking about the effect of cyberbullying, the way they go about it, the digital nature of cyberbullying, because these are people you don't see it physically.
Yeah, sure.
So if as a law personnel, someone come to you, report a case of cyberbullying to you, I want you to give us that short education. How do you start the investigation?
Okay.
Yes.
First of all, looking at the section that provides, that supports it, one thing we need to do is we need to first of all understand the situation. You know,
Okay.
one thing I've learned as a lawyer is there are some cases that are not worth pursuing.
You really
Yeah,
get yourself in trouble.
it's not about the issue of money now. It's not about the
Okay.
issue of money
But
or the issue of
is it
popularity.
because of the country we are?
Or because of the context of the
Okay.
case.
Okay, let's just say one. You are even mentioning the point already. One is the country we are, two, the content of the case. Now, I was having a discussion with a friend of mine.
Okay.
I think it was on Monday or so, and we're talking about being a good and ethical lawyer.
Okay.
There are two different. In a situation when someone brings a case like cyberbullying to you, some persons might observe the case and know that this case is not worth pursuing. But because of the person is a good lawyer, in the sense that the person use every means to make sure that this case not be me again. Now me run I don't run case where I pass this man run am, man run am.
Mm-hmm.
But an ethical lawyer will come in the sense that he wants to follow the due process, and he will tell you, sir, ma, this case is somehow, these are the loopholes. This kind of case is the case that we will not win, we will lose.
Okay.
The person will be 100% and straightforward. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the thing is, a situation like this, when someone comes to me for a case like this, I observe the case, I look at the scenario behind the case. If it's the case of Toyin Abraham, it's a very good case actually. I will not even go with cyberbullying. And the only reason why I won't put cyberbullying there is because when I get to the courts, and there's a situation, then when the case gets to the courts, there's a situation in which the judge might cancel it. So
Okay.
what lawyers do is they come with a count charge. So they can come with cyberbullying, they can come with defamation, they can
Oh.
come with they
Invasion
can
of
just
privacy.
come with invasion of privacy. They can just come with all those things. So you realize that when they come with things like that, even if there will still be one count charge left still.
Yeah.
It's very hard. A judge we strike out all the count charges. So a situation like this, when you do that, because it's a backup plan, you don't just go with one count charge. It's more, you don't just go with one count charge. But since in sense that when you come to a case like this and you do it that way, it helps you. That's criminally.
Yeah.
In the aspect of law, we have the criminal law, we have the civil law. The civil law, you know that what you are facing is money, and the other aspect of criminal law, you know what the person is facing is punishment, and you can decide to treat the case as both a criminal and civil at the same
Yeah.
time. And that's even going to even be interesting because you can't lose in both. You have to lose, even though you lose in one. So
You
it's
will
either you
win
make
in
money or
one.
you don't.
Yeah.
So and you are a very good lawyer. So I will observe the case. Tony
Okay.
Abraham did not report this person in particular. All she did was a civic duty, which is you have the right to vote
Vote and
and be
be
voted
voted
for.
for.
As
Yeah.
parents, be voted for who she wants to vote for based on her freedom of expression. No one can tell her which, even if the person is the worst person on earth, she still voted for the
Yeah.
person.
His opinion.
It's her opinion. You
Yeah.
can't tell her that no, you don't have the right. And this person went on to go and say your son will die.
Yeah.
You know,
That was she took it
Out
to
of
her.
contest, yeah.
Sincerely.
they can lay hold on the person, police station direct.
Okay, Mr. Demola, as a lawyer, when you are fighting this kind of case, is there any challenges you face during the process?
Yeah. What on the case?
Okay. I've not handled cyberbullying before. So,
Okay.
so one thing I'll do is based on the cases of criminal law, most especially the ones my boss have actually handled, and I've been there to assist him in one or two things.
Okay.
The thing is, when you are treating a case like this, is very stressful because since it's cyberbullying, to apprehend the person, to lay hold on the person is very hard. The aspect
Okay.
of identity, the
Mhm.
person, this day, someone can be, someone can call himself ego online. There are a lot of ego.
And it's Shola.
His name is Shola.
Yeah.
Even though we have done NIM, some people still even lie in NIM.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, that is not this parody
So that's the
account.
Yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
Some people lie in NIM and they will still even go and do change of name in their birth certificate.
Like
All those kind of strange things.
those ones are hardened criminals.
It only takes one affidavit to do change of name. And how much is
Yeah.
affidavit? Maybe
3,000.
3,000.
Wow.
So how much? It's not that it's something that is very distinct too.
Firstly.
So to apprehend the person might be hard.
Okay.
And another thing is to apprehend the person might be hard. The internet does not lie. The internet does not forget. That's one rule about the internet. Does not lie.
And does not.
No,
forget.
sorry. The internet lies. But
Yeah.
it does not lie in the sense that in a case like this, the internet will not lie.
Yeah.
Let me
It's
play
exactly
this.
that
There's
you put
evidence.
out
Will not lie.
that they would use
Yes.
against you.
Yes, because we need evidence, and
Yeah.
we don't just want to hear. We don't want to say yes, say that someone told me that's yes, say. We need substantial evidence, not circumstantial evidence. Something that is solid. And
Okay.
apart from solid, now it can also be in a pictorial form. So the fact that they were chatting, dropped it, and you don't know that the internet will save it. There's a way you drop your chat, you save all those things. So Toyin Abraham can even request those chats from the
Yeah.
person in charge. All she needs is just do the needful. So those things can make the case easy, and at the same time can make it hard, in the sense that for you to get messages, especially if the person have deleted it, or
Okay.
especially if the person can delete his account, destroy his account, all those things can prevent
Stress.
Yeah.
that
Can make it difficult.
from going to court, because the court needs evidence. The thing about the law is, even though we see you kill somebody, you can still go to court and still be free.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the aspect.
Okay.
That's the aspect about the law. So the law still wants you to prove beyond
Reasonable
reasonable doubt.
doubt. Yeah.
Beyond reasonable doubt. And the other aspect is on the balance of probability. You must be able to prove that there is no doubt, atom of doubt, this person actually did this. So that aspect, if you can lay hold on the person that did it at first, it's very easy. But crimes that are committed online is very, very hard. It's whether you see a case or hear a case that someone did something online, except maybe it's all these G guys, Yahoo guys, all those ones. We know that was one of the main reasons we did cybercrime in school, because of them, so that we can apprehend them. So all those ones, we know that one is normal, but cyberbullying is not, it's not rampant. You can't compare it to like a rape case, a murder case,
Yeah. That's true.
and every other thing. But even though it cannot be compared, does not mean it cannot be treated, because anything that has a law, there is a remedy. Like I said earlier on, when there is a law, there is a remedy for it. It's against it. So it's getting the person can be difficult. Getting those messages, the evidence can also be difficult, and every other person and every other thing. But I'm sure if you can get the evidence, you can get the person.
Yeah.
You are good to go.
Mr.
And
Demola
another thing-
talking about that is not rampant, cyberbullying is not rampant. I feel that is rampant, but we only get to fight our cause ourselves.
Yeah.
Tell me, I tell you.
Yeah.
No,
No.
people don't have that education to that extent. I can actually sue this person to court.
No.
I
many
think that's a
people-
nice business.
Yeah,
I'm going to be venturing
Sincerely,
into.
That's 7
it
million,
makes sense. So
that's
7 million is a huge amount of money.
Economy.
And
Maybe I'll be triggering people.
Like they enter my life.
well, okay, so here's the thing. I feel like we have a lot of bullies and people get bullied, but then I feel some people do not just take it to heart as such. Okay, so for someone like Iyaboju, when you bully her, she was going to give you back
Immediately.
to back. She doesn't. She
don't
knows.
have
She
time.
knows. She doesn't
Like
have
that
that
woman,
time.
I don't think that woman sleep at all. She's always
I'm
with her
telling
phone
you,
and
she doesn't.
she's
You
giving
know,
her-
sometimes you feel like it is their PA that handles their phone.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I feel it is Yabojo that is handling our phone.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, there are some people like that just feels like let's just let it go. At least this person is not saying it to my face. And I think that was why this thing became rampant at one point. Like it's in Yoruba, but then you know in English it says you can talk anyhow. As far you are online, say whatever you want to say. But then when you come to me face to face, I know you don't dare. So I feel some people just feel like, see, just talk. You're online. You can't come to me and do that. And some just feel like once you say it, I'm ready to reply you.
Because if this sorry, because
Yeah,
that's the previous
yeah.
name she bear, Toyin Abraham's case, if they did not involve the child to it,
She would not say
she would not say
anything.
anything.
She wouldn't say anything because I feel like they've triggered her for a very long time and she would not say a word.
You might talk, oh. You know what you might talk.
But I feel like
Can I say something?
yeah,
to what you
yeah,
just said?
yeah.
Okay. You know, the thing is, one of the reasons why I said it's not rampant in the sense that I'm not saying we don't have cases like that. I'm saying in the court of law.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a case that maybe, for instance, now, in the divorce cases in Otta, for instance, in the High Court of Otta alone, I think I should not be exaggerating. They should be treating like close to 50 or even over
Wow.
in a week.
Wow. A lot of people
Yes.
are leaving their marriages.
Very, very well.
Totally,
Wow.
In a week. So, if you compare that to cyberbullying,
Yeah, nah.
But
and
as
the way the law works, we love using precedents. And even though there's no precedent, we can still decide. And that case that has been done for the very first time can be used as
Against
precedent for every other cases. Now, even if Toyin Abraham's son was not involved,
Yeah.
she can't. Because you know why? Is she the only one that voted for Tinubu and she did the public?
No, no.
Yeah. And the thing is, she's not the only one. So how come Baba leave everybody and that you focus on one person? And you are right. You said she's not someone that really responds to things.
Yeah, she doesn't. She's too
And
playful.
at some point, some people need to be used as scapegoats. Even though he himself said it, yes, because you know he just did the wrong thing. There are several persons that voted for Tinubu. If you should round up everybody that voted for Tinubu in Nigeria, possibly, though, how many of us would be yes?
Yeah, sincerely.
but
So that kind of thing. So I think it's just far-fetched. It was extreme. Even before it came to our son, it was just extreme.
Extreme.
Yeah,
And the
it's
funny
true.
thing is, people are not even begging her online.
No.
No. People are not begging her to release him online. People are not saying anything about it.
I know people should not beg her. Anybody that is even begging her, who is begging? Please, go ahead.
but I actually feel that if it was probably the president that they dragged on Twitter
Yeah.
and they said, "Oh, Tinubu, your son will die," or this
Yeah.
this it should
Now, they
actually
will
be
look
a
for
case.
that
So
one.
it should be a
It
case.
will be a
So
case, yeah, sure.
it should be a case
Yeah. What will even happen is
They will come
on
and
the
carry him
spot,
from Abuja.
with helicopter.
what will
Free
happen
ride
is
to Abuja.
on the spot, Twitter is going to now introduce something on Twitter because of Nigerians.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
there's a great speech when Twitter sees that this is the president of Nigeria.
Mhm.
Before the way Buhari banned us and
Yeah,
said,
bandits that time. Yeah. So they won't
before
take
we do
action.
that, and we all know that people like using Twitter a lot in Nigeria.
Sincerely.
So the
Sincerely.
thing is, Twitter can come, X can come and bring something and say, okay, as a Nigerian, there's limit to what you can say. There's limit to what you can use. Those are the things I'm expecting that should be put on every social media platform.
Yeah,
So in such a way that
Probably when
doing
you're
that,
typing, you would just like edit it out or blur it out. Yeah.
and they tell you cannot post this, you say why?
Yeah.
There's some
They will
things
flag
that-
it off.
all those things, because this cyberbullying is a very serious thing. At
Yeah,
first
it
when I
is.
heard it, I felt there was no law. Now there was no law about cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is not taken serious in Nigeria like that. It's not at all.
Mm-hmm.
At all. Except maybe you're someone that is very famous. If it was somebody, ordinary person online now, that they did this thing, so I don't think we
It will
might
not
really
trend.
hear.
So
It will
nah,
not
we won't
trend.
hear about
Maybe
it.
the person might decide to go through the traditional way and try to and show the other person
But say, say me say if I dig ground
that kind of levels. But Toyin Abraham wanted to be this thing about it, and that's why people found out. And
about yeah.
Yeah.
so if you
So
can lay hold on the guy, then she's good to go. She should just do the needful, so that the guy will be an example to other
To other
persons that want
people.
to make
Yeah.
other people feel bad.
But yeah.
It's
okay.
very, very, very terrible.
So I think this brings us to the internet censorship.
Sheep.
So how does internet censorship play a role in preventing cyberbullying? Because we previously said if at least if you want to use probably the F word or say something bad about something,
Yeah.
Ola
Yeah.
said something about probably X or Instagram needs to flag the account
Yeah,
or restrict
yeah,
them from typing something.
Stuff like that.
So how do you think
Internet,
internet censorship
plays
can
a role
prevent?
in preventing cyberbullying.
Okay, it helps now. For instance, now on Facebook, if Mark Zuckerberg can support, people who, I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad, just in case you have a friend who is into what I'm about to point out. I'm not trying to insult or cause any harm. Those persons who journey from male and female to male and male and female, we take a journey.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah. The Lord has given us understanding. Let's move further from that.
Okay.
So those persons who do that, you realize that on Twitter they'll be asking you what's your pronoun.
Yeah.
On Facebook too.
So
You understand?
yeah.
If they can do something like that, I don't think there's anything stopping the owner of Facebook to make sure that that is done on his app. Now, internet censorship is not just for only apps alone. Countries have to put it into, like they have to come and say, okay, let's make sure that this app, nobody in Nigeria should use this app. Or if you want to use this app, this is what you should use it for. Now, what Buhari did some years back, that it shuts people from using Twitter, even though some people were still using it, because Nigerians used to look for a way.
Yeah, I think they made use
They
of
use
VPN then.
yes, to change location.
So Nigerians always look for a way. There is no how. Nigeria, God bless them.
Like seriously.
So-
Would always
so
find
if-
solution to problems.
So even if something like that can be done, because
Yeah.
in the United States, in India, they do things like that. There's some certain things you cannot do. Is it on Go TV or DSTV or so? There are some songs that when they are singing, when it gets to the place, they mention some terrible words
Yeah.
or few words. You see that
Yeah.
they will put a mark on it. Or the person, when the person gets to that point, it will stop. The song will not continue after that point.
Yeah.
So it needs to be censored in the sense that internet is for everybody. Let's make use of it to make people feel good, not bad. But if our country, if the House of Rep and everything decides to pass nice laws that has to do with internet censorship, to make sure that people use the internet well. They don't use
Okay.
it to make others feel bad. The same way they were able to pass the old new national anthem from bill to law quickly. They should
Yeah.
pass it too quickly so that same thing will be able to curb it. And if they can take it seriously and also go deeper in amendments,
Yeah.
add it to the rule and make sure that anybody that breaks this will pay a fine. For instance, now this fine of 7 million
Yeah.
and this thing, we all know that. No, but 7 million. Okay, we all know that. Let's be realistic.
I won't pay the money.
we could know 7 million. But the reality, that is even 700,000. They'll give the person last.
I thought I was having hope of doing the business.
business.
Now that
I think there's no business for grace.
Something will see enter you and even be like 70K.
When you come to the court of law, my sister, you understand. You understand. Even the judge has a discretion.
Wow.
You can You can, yes, you can come and give your case, and you might want to say you want 7 million. And when the judge observe the person that did cyberbullying to you,
This person does not have
tó bá
money. Now just
tó
more
bá
to
gba
get.
tó bá gba 7 million lọ́wọ́ ilé àbí 700 million lọ́wọ́ ilé, ó tán nìyẹn.
That's the end for the person. The person will have to say everything is
Tó bá gba
gone.
7 million lọ́wọ́ ilé, ó tán nìyẹn. So in
Yeah.
the aspect of the aspect of 7 million, you understand?
Yeah.
That once we put law into places, once our lawmakers are serious about the mindset of people, how people think, because it's not only about good road, electricity, people's emotions too to be put into considerations, the way people are thinking.
Yeah.
The economy, as stated, is hard enough, so they should try and reduce the intensity for us. That's only
Okay.
when internet censorship can work in Nigeria.
Okay.
It cannot work in Nigeria. Though, some apps are trying, at least Facebook, you can report somebody online. That,
Online, yeah.
this, stuff like that. You can do that. And even Twitter said they can, I'm sure Twitter or X, they can shut down people's accounts. I think they do that too.
Yeah, I think WhatsApp too, you can report.
Something like that. But more aggressiveness should be added to it. And that when people know that Twitter might be a place for mad people, but if you are not careful, your madness will end very well. So that kind of thing. But even if the apps don't do that, the country needs to take it. The country needs to take it, and so that when somebody is sending you a message online, the person will have it at the back of his head. Because some people will send you something they cannot tell you face to face.
Yeah,
So
sure.
people will saying it on because you know that it's online and you cannot slap him online. You cannot tell
You
it
can't
online.
fight.
You cannot fight online. So once the government puts those things into place, the laws, make sure that penalty and fines, and it's taken serious. We see that cyberbullying is taken very, very serious in the country. You realize that cyberbullying or any sort of bullying will be reduced once the person sees that and like, there's a law. If I do this, I'm in trouble. When there's no law, there's no sin.
Yeah.
So like I said, when we're having this discussion, some people don't know that there's something called cyberbullying. So awareness is needed too.
Okay.
Awareness in internet censor, like those things are actually needed. So the country needs to put that and say, okay, even though you want to be using this, these are restrictions that these are things you should not do. So when we do things like that, there can be a temporary blocking of websites. You can ban Telegram in your country. I think they banned Telegram in Brazil or something like that. You can Telegram in your country.
Yeah.
You can do all sorts of things. When you see that this app is causing trouble, you can just shut it down completely. And once you do all these things, I'm sure it will actually curb it and reduce it to the barest minimum. We can't say it will take it away completely, but it will reduce it to the barest minimum. And once we do that, internet censorship will now come alive. Because right now, it's not even alive. It's not even in coma. It's not even in existence.
It's still in heaven.
Yeah.
It has not even been vetted at all.
Yeah.
So that way, so once all these things can be done, we are good to go. We are good to go.
Yeah, thank you very much. And you've also given us answer to what internet providers, all this application app that will make use of what they can do. And I feel like as individual too, as community, there are some things that we should also do in order to curb the spread of how people cyber bully others. As an individual, when you have your child, you tell them these are things that you shouldn't say online. These are things you should say. If you know you can't appreciate them, if you know you can't comment and say good things about someone, just pack your things and move.
Else you're gonna learn.
Sincerely, because you're going to learn the hard way. Don't play. So, like, you have to know that, okay, when you see something like this, it is none of your business. Know that it is none of your business. But when it is something that is, okay, probably economic crisis and you won't talk about it in a more constructive way. Construct your words. And as communities too, I feel like there are some things communities too can do in order to curb cyberbullying, because I feel a lot of people are actually getting getting depressed due to cyberbullying. A lot are getting disassociated. You just see someone. I think there was a time that Alex, this BB Ninja Alex, she stopped using the internet, like say Instagram, TikTok, all her pages. She closed it down because they were actually bullying her online. So there's a lot of things that these people are going through behind closed doors. You only see, they only come out to tell you their happy moments. Nobody is coming to tell you about what they're really going through. So, and I feel we all have to understand that every individual, as far as you're a human being, you're going through a lot and a lot is going through you. So yeah, you're going through a lot and a lot is going through you.
Very valid.
Yeah, so
Very
so
valid.
I feel like we should be nice and we should be kind to others. Show people love. Either you feel they are loved or not, just show them love. That is the best you can do for anyone at this point in time. See, forget that people have their own problem. Nigeria on its own, what we're facing in Nigeria as of this moment is enough for someone to go into depression. Now you are coming from somewhere because you are going through that lot in Nigeria. You decide to vent your anger on someone that is just coming out here to entertain you and make you feel happy and forget what you're going through. There are times that you see this content that these people post and you just become happy because it makes you laugh and it's just like you're living your reality. I feel internet is supposed to be a fantasy for everybody, a dream world for everybody, whereby you know that, okay, I'm going through harsh reality in life, but I'm going on the internet to have fun. I feel we should make internet a safe place for everybody. Do not think this person looks happy, this person looks good, this person is, they have something they're also going through. Be kind to everyone. Yeah. Thank you very much, Ademola, for joining us on the program today. It was really nice to have you, and thanks for enlightening us. And like you said, a lot of people really do not know what cyberbullying is all about and the law that comes with it. Now, I know that if anybody should bully me online, 7 million straight up, pay me. I'm not here to joke. So I feel like you've enlightened us. Thank you for being on the program with us today.
Thank you very much for having me. I really enjoyed this. It's nice meeting you all.
Yeah, and we hope when we call you for another matter next time, you'll be so happy to join us.
No problem.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
All right. Thank you very much. And that will be all on today's episode. And like I said earlier, I have with me Precious, and I also have with me Grace in the studio. Thank you guys, and I hope we had fun. Yeah. So until next time, do have a lovely day.
Bye.